Inclusion, Issue 4, March 2014. The Accessible Information Solutions Newsletter. With approximately 1 in every 5 Australians experiencing print disability, we offer information, advice and solutions to connect, empower and realise social inclusion. Welcome to Issue Number 4 of Inclusion, Vision Australia's Accessible Information Solutions e-newsletter. Catch up on the latest news in the blind and low vision sector, as well as advances in print accessibility and information on Vision Australia's service offerings. The articles in this issue are A Voice to the Community, Braille and Tactile Signs, A Clearer Way Forward, Councils, Connecting the Community, Client Interview, Gillam Financial, 2014 Roundtable Information Access Conference, Brisbane. Meet the Team, Geordie Howell. Tip of the Month, Accessible Presentations, and For More Accessible Solutions. To find out more, you can connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, via our website, email, Google+, and LinkedIn. There are links in the email version of the newsletter, or listen to the last part of this recording for full web addresses.
A Voice to the Community. Vision Australia Radio, 1179 AM, has a unique position, turning the words of the print media into sound. Broadcasting the latest news from a local, national and global perspective ensures that the print disabled community receives detailed information on what is happening in the world. Informative programs include readings from newspapers and magazines. A range of book readings, interviews, and specialist programs provide diverse cultural insight and light entertainment. Specialist programs include new technology, gardening, finance, travel, wine and food, and the arts. There is something of interest for everyone. The Vision Australia Radio Network incorporates 9 community radio stations across Victoria, southern New South Wales, and Adelaide. Iris is the digital radio service in Melbourne and Adelaide, and there is a live stream of the Melbourne and Adelaide services on the internet. Vision Australia Radio is also part of the Radio for the Print Handicapped (RPH) Australia network, which has stations in major regional centres and in every capital city except Darwin. Research commissioned by the RPH network estimates that 3 to 6% of the population listen on a weekly or monthly basis. With this much coverage and reach, Vision Australia Radio is a great vehicle to promote publications and events directly to the print disabled community. As a direct line to the community, the availability of information produced in an accessible format can be promoted either on the Vision Australia Radio network or even broader on the RPH Australia network. Many organisations, such as the Australian Electoral Commission, the Australian Taxation Office, the Department of Climate Change and Energy Efficiency, 13CABS, City of Melbourne, the AFL and TAC, have successfully used Vision Australia Radio to communicate news, events, and raise awareness of publications available in accessible format. Running awareness campaigns via radio announcements and interviews can be organised through a print accessibility package or can be undertaken as a separate activity directly with the radio station.
Braille and tactile signs, a clearer way forward. Blindness and low vision numbers are set to double by 2030. It is therefore essential that people who experience vision difficulties have their needs for accessibility in the built environment considered and planned for. Safeguarding the rights of people to equal access, the Disability Discrimination Act became law on March 1, 1993, ensuring the world would become a more accessible place for all, including those who are blind or have low vision. Since then, building and construction, architectural and signage industries have been busy installing Braille and tactile signs in public places. Current legislation makes it mandatory for all new buildings and spaces to include the signage. With legislation potentially changing any day to retrofit all existing buildings, Braille and tactile signs have become a required commodity in demand. One of the big issues currently is that Braille and tactile signs are often sought at the end of a project when budgets are stretched, time constraints tight, and a certificate of occupancy is unobtainable without them. Braille and tactile signs is a new industry now flooded with products of varying compliancy, durability, and materiality. This has led to an influx of cheap, local and offshore Braille and tactile sign assortments, often non-compliant and inferior, which continue to cause much confusion and complications for the industry. These issues impact on clients, and most importantly are problematic for the end user through incorrect, low-quality signage that can sometimes require replacement. More money, more time, and more frustrated clients. With building surveyors and access consultants attempting to regulate and control the industry, challenges arise when their interpretations of requirements also vary on what is and is not compliant. The fact that Australian standards and building codes differ from international standards only adds to the confusion. Ensuring Braille and tactile signs are compliant and resilient, able to withstand interior and exterior environments, is paramount. A conforming, fully encapsulated, and continuous surface product, containing no add-ons in the form of inserted Braille dots and graphic symbol components, is principal. A product that is resistant to vandalism, cleaning products and bacteria is essential, and most certainly preferred and required in hospitals, schools, public transport and beyond. Getting it right the first time is a must. Accessible information solutions is abreast of the climate and familiar with the reputable points of contact. It's important to ensure that you are being delivered the highest quality possible to the required standards alongside outstanding value and clear advice. Many thanks to Renee and Claudia Gatt for their valuable input into this article. For solutions around Braille and wayfinding signage, give Charlotte Gorham a call on 03 9864 9552.
Councils, connecting the community. Local councils seek to provide services and facilities to benefit and develop local residents and communities. Equity of access to both information and services for all individuals who live and work in these communities is essential for local councils to comply with the Disabilities and Discriminations Act. How can people who are blind or have low vision or are otherwise print disabled know about services, facilities, and connect with the community? If people are unable to access such information, there is a danger that they may become isolated from the richness of their local community. A way to foster independence while bridging the gap in information access is to produce accessible formats. Accessible formats create the opportunity for people who are blind or have low vision to access information in a format of their choice that they can use independently. Formats can include audio, DAISY, CD, MP3, Braille, large print, e-text. Accessible formats complement the print versions of a publication and can include items such as council newsletters, community service directories, disability action plans, information brochures, and annual reports. In fact, any print publication can be converted into a usable format for people who are blind or have low vision to ensure that information is inclusive. Knowing you are reaching the right audience is also important when communicating to a diverse range of people. Vision Australia assists councils to specifically identify their audience by geographic and/or demographic parameters from our database of over 18,000 print-disabled individuals. Accessible format material can be sent directly to users in a geographic area. In conjunction with council channels for promotion, a multi-channel awareness campaign of alternative formats can be created from newsletters, internet, social media, and the Vision Australia radio network and affiliates. Over 30 local councils across Victoria, New South Wales and Queensland are producing inclusive information helping to connect the community. For more information, give Charlotte Gorham a call on 03 9864 9552.
Today I have great pleasure in talking to one of our long-standing clients, Gillam Financial. I'm joined by Tony Gillam and Paul Nicol. Thank you very much for joining us today, guys.
Good to be with you, Angus.
Thanks, Angus.
And congratulations on the 40th anniversary of the formation of your business. I was wondering, Tony, could you tell us a little bit about the history of your business?
Well, Angus, I started as a one-man band back in 1973, recommending life insurance and superannuation products to what was, at that time, a fairly simple marketplace. We took on our first employee in 1979. We purchased a small office in St Kilda Road in 1984, and at the time we had 4 employees. And then in 1994, we purchased the current office in Toorak Road, Camberwell. And at that time, we had 9 employees, and now we've grown to 18 of us on the team. We were quite early adopters of self-managed super funds, and we set up our first fund in April 1996, which is now 17 and a half years ago. By way of an aside, we're now recognised as an FPA professional practice. We've got our own Australian Financial Services licence, and all of our advisors are highly qualified, 2 as certified financial planners and 3 as SMSF specialist advisors.
Terrific. And Paul, I was wondering, could you tell us a bit more about your business and what you do?
Absolutely, Angus. First and foremost, we're a financial planning firm. But as Tony alluded to before, our predominant area of specialisation is in running self-managed super funds. When running self-managed super funds, we have to have an excellent knowledge of investment markets. We also have to work closely with clients around retirement planning, Centrelink planning, and we are developing more of a niche expertise in aged care planning.
And Tony, what originally prompted you to start working with the team here at AIS?
Well, it was probably about 15 years ago, Angus. I had a few clients that were vision impaired, and one of them recommended to me that I should get involved with 3RBH, the radio station. We had a 5-minute slot once a week talking about investments and financial matters for a period of probably 3 or 4 years. It generated a bit of interest. We got a few inquiries and a few new clients from that. And it was at that time we realised that Vision Australia had, just sensational audio recording facilities. And so about 12 years ago, we started producing our own audio CD to send out to all of our clients, investment market update that we send in August of each year. And that's proven to be quite popular.
Terrific, guys. And Paul, what have been the benefits to Gillam Financial Management of working with the team here at AIS?
Angus, as Tony mentioned before, we've been doing this audio CD with AIS for the last 12 years, and generally we interview a well-known financial market economist to get their views on the general state of both the domestic and world economies. Our audio CD recording forms part of our client communication strategy, for which we also do newsletters and client seminars. So it's hard, Angus, to pinpoint exactly the benefits of working with AIS, but what I can tell you is that we get very positive feedback from our clients with relation to the audio CD, and we feel we're one of the very few firms out there that provide this added information to our clients.
All right, well, Tony Gillam and Paul Nicol, thank you very much for coming in today. It's been great to hear your thoughts.
Good to be with you, Angus. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Angus.
– 2014 Roundtable Information Access Conference, Brisbane. The Roundtable on Information Access for People with Print Disabilities is hosting the 2014 conference in Brisbane from Saturday 17th of May to Tuesday 20th of May. The theme of the conference is Information Access, putting the person at the centre. Person-centred approaches empower people with a print disability by positioning them at the centre of policy, decision-making and service planning and delivery. The 2014 conference will explore the broad terrain of person-centredness in policy, management, supports and services at global, national and local levels. A variety of presentations and workshops will cover topics such as alternative formats, technology, education, copyright and web access. Conference details can be found at printdisability.org/conference.
Meet the team, Geordie Howell. At Vision Australia, I use Braille in every aspect of my work. I'm a music transcriber where I work with musically skilled, sighted volunteers to convert music scores from print to Braille using computer software, iBraille as the volunteer reader dictates. We transcribe music for school and university students, professional musicians, music teachers, and people pursuing music for leisure. I also work part-time teaching Braille to adults who have lost their vision later in life. Naturally, the process of acquiring the skill to read with the fingertips rather than the eyes involves retraining the brain to perceive the fingers as a primary sense to read. It takes lots of time and dedication. The end result, though, gives independence and efficiency in a literacy tool that is truly reading again without any other electronic devices. In addition to my work with Vision Australia, I teach children music and Braille music at the statewide Vision Resource Centre, where children come twice a term out of the mainstream classroom to learn blindness-specific skills. I am also studying a Diploma of Education specialising in secondary music via distance education through Monash University. Outside work, I sing professionally in choirs and as a soloist. Most regularly, I sing with Christchurch South Yarra, where we perform choral Eucharist every Sunday and evensong once a month, as well as at weddings and other services on occasion. Without Braille music, I would not be able to take on a leading role in a busy choir such as this. I have music under my fingertips just as my sighted peers have music in front of them, and with a very short lead-up time to services, it is essential to sight read as there is no time to learn the music by ear. I am a strong advocate for people to learn Braille even if it is just for labelling or as a supplement to other forms of reading such as audio and even large print. Access to information is what makes us truly independent.
Tip of the month: accessible presentations. We live in a highly visual world, but not everyone has access to visual information. People who are blind, have low vision, or are otherwise print impaired may struggle to follow your marketing and presentations. When delivering a PowerPoint presentation or slideshow, make sure that you're also vocalising on-screen information and providing description or context for any graphical elements. Be mindful of this with all visual and multimedia presentations. This inclusive approach will ensure that your colleagues, clients and partners don't miss out on any important information, even if they've simply left their glasses at home.
For more accessible solutions and advice, contact Charlotte Gorham. Email charlotte.gorham@visionaustralia.org. And for general information and the latest news, connect with us online. For Facebook, go to facebook.com/Vision Australia Print Access, all one word. Twitter, go to twitter.com/VA Print Access. Our website, go to www.visionaustralia.org/business-and-print-accessibility-services. Email printaccess@visionaustralia.org. Google Plus, go to plus.google.com and search for VA Print Access. And LinkedIn, go to linkedin.com/company/388547. Thanks for listening to Edition 4 of Inclusion. Inclusion is copyright 2014 to Vision Australia, all rights reserved. You can update your subscription preferences or unsubscribe from this list by emailing printaccess@visionaustralia.org. This edition was recorded in 2014 by Accessible Information Solutions of Vision Australia. Your narrators were
Carl Hughes,
Charlotte Gorham,
Deborah Pearce,
Jane Wegener,
Geordie Howell.
and Angus Spence. Stay tuned for Edition 5.